Yamamina Joe, Emma Makwaba, ha, TBXYZ, my lawyer, my counselor, Jumedi, so, Enna, Moshe, and Enumbre, and March Bosomene, a chateau, or Tina, AFS, remember being you proof. Yamama Kwaba Bium, last week, ye didn't come over, Bebre, or has say, when him say, Jumedi, yet Nasia, Ayana, and Sama, and whom here, I bet wow, Ama, one hand, wa Brabuno, and whom come out, and a ye. And number 2 so ebi wo ho a wo pe mo bi wo baabi wo pe anu ye bi wo asem bi ho baabi ba wa ya wonya se obekọ baabi na akwa kotua sika consultation fee ne ade no ye tan consultation na na de abetena ha na fe de ama free of charge because mo ye me constituent a me pem asempa nti sa fe na wa join ye ene a edikan ya wonyira akwan kra won fom kwan TVXYZ free to Ghana ha obi to me hwe bi free na Jumadi ye free sabe kopim se no wotwe be boy na ye de ebre wo na ene ye nkomo no mbe de pa Ghana ha de oni obi edi nkomo a o se opese okwa bruchiri na no me hu obi comment o se Ghana na nkasa na ye timi kura anya ono so kura be kwa bruchiri because they say everybody wants to live now ushi abrantie bia oni obi kasa o se o chale mpese me free obi apese okwa bruchiri but ya na ehho kwan no etesen eno ena ye ba betena se na ye di hu nkomo eti wo eyodai so se oba bi beko school US ana se UK ana China ana se wo pese utu free Ghana ha na wo kotena bia Canada ana US ana UK a eno hu nkomo ena ye de ebrew ena nwumre eti komo bo we de hu hia business opportunities wom obesua bibia free mo wani je education ho a obenya bibi enso e de free mo enti tena se na afi ebusuafo no anya bibia di amodjojo mo hu no na ye nyina ye mfa adwen na ye nhwe abrochire de ye ukobi ye Ghana mrentia eti oba no ana wa nkasa na wo hwe no se wunya bi na obekọ a ye be kire okwan no na wakọ obeba be ye busua yie ye se ni opa de akokotoko no ye na ye mmo na bro enti ye ne ye mmo ma bro enti transe ye say live on Facebook eti se afei na ye bia wo pie ana se bibi sa hwehwe TVXYZ to Facebook na obo se link e twegu ho ene otena okay mo na wa connect ama u bluetooth obetuma tie wo headphone na obetuma connect na wa hwe conversation Facebook feed no so de ebe wo ho de bia opese unya reference bia obetuma akwa akohwe midin e di Piesie Okrah your honorable without constituency ene amatena si abrochire nkomo ene e patre ena ye de bremo ene menua bema ba ko de menua pa ena waba be kamensa we free Patronus Travels or a travel consultant awaye adwuma na chepa yo mi anka se menua pa nya nchen kra kofi wa de akwaba
that's enua
ma ne so kakra ma mi
bi enua o
se bi aboko de
ya mi adom
na Patronus Travels what is saying
oh mi adom
bibi e koso kama
bi akoso yi
mugu so bo amanfo amanfo na aguso ba
amugu so ba
obia
pese okwa brochi Roma Roma heading kakranti obia pese okay ja ne ho nya kakonya de ko
of course but say and the mabana ambo amanfo ne de ya sem papa nti ene wo de ba be ko school enema bi a yenim na wo bie ya adwen e wo ho enye obia na te travel issues ase irrespective of baby wa ko school edru enye obia na te ase nti ya ye nti ase no ye nti na yaba eti no my starting free say obi pese ko school e wa abrochi e bia US mutume boa ema obi tumeko na eya den ena de pakoro no ebehia
okay edi kan meda wase say o mama konya we dey about show we so na madan ebusu afo so ase so omutume atena se tie menu masem
sure
according to there I think as we all agree it's very very important say you make the effort to also travel to see something in the outside world at least once in your life. I think even the Muslim have a right that they have to do a Hajj to go to Mecca. That's why religious aspect of things, but on the service level as a human being in itself you cannot always praise Obed baby Fako at through your entire life.
So baby
travel and see that is the aspect of it that I think most people have to understand the importance of traveling, the importance of being able to go to another place to see or to experience other cultures or other ways of life or other ways of seeing the societies or other societies. Now, for the most part, there's someone bizarre about education. School, number one. The first, you have to start with at least 3 important basic things. Number one, our Ghana no, our educational level is same.
Okay.
Our educational level, our Ghana.
Okay.
Number one. Number two, bisa hon say, where the infuse saying. And number three, bisa hon, why acquire your passport? Because unto me, emfa prakope, emfa bag so kujina kotokase debi. There's a procedure that you have to go through step by step to ensure that you're able to be granted your visa, to be able to travel to the country you intend going to go.
Okay. It's a young fan said, many passports navy. Good. It's a fee the young age. No. Good. What is it about the age?
Good. Perfect question there. Now, a rational person. Let's imagine say we a consular or a US embassy. So we be jina when him na Okrah SHS certificate when you school so call undergrad or be a US. Now we di 35 okoye undergraduate studies so Okrah SHS certificate, SHS liver certificate, also okoye business administration or US. You as a normal counselor, what destination or make it interview. What will be your first impression about the person?
I say when you
broso number good. And number two, course now koye wa brochi memuno. Sa course ni bia e wo Ghana. O anka obetumi aye ewie sa school no e wo Ghana.
Oh, I say it's a matter of choice.
Good, but they don't see it that way.
Okay.
The embassies have usually per my understanding, there's an algorithm that reads the information you supply to them. And can be used to determine whether your likelihood of being granted a visa or being granted a successful study permit in the country you intend going to.
Okay.
The key thing they look at is number one, your economic standing in your home country.
Okay.
What Ghana? What work do you do? Who are you? Number two, your age. Number three, your family ties in the home country you are coming from.
Okay.
Number four, they also look at whether you have the capacity to sponsor yourself
in the country.
Good. Your school fees now.
Because the whole school fees the board.
No, correct. Because when I want to mean you 200,000 Ghana cedis. In Ghana, your school fees were like I think the maximum you to your school fees for Ghana be 10,000 Ghana cedis and medicine. But for the US to do a similar medical program there, you are going to spend close to $30,000.
$30,000
a year in tuition.
Wow.
So uti anye na onya scholarship we are now it may reduce your cost amount.
Yeah.
And I know so it's also based on your personal mental capacity.
Okay.
Oko school no the grades you scored. Ubenya good recommendation from past tutors and now be. And you're also you see the US also the schools based in the US also look at what you have achieved at the age you are at. I think I've moved from the earlier discussion. I'll come back to that, but let me break this down.
Okay.
Local school or USR, aside from just results now, they demand that you write something. Some schools demand that you write the SATs. Some schools might even look beyond that. Yes, all of those tests and everything. But they also want you to write a personal statement, or they sometimes call it the statement of purpose, indicating to them number one, oko. And in the opus or the course, but you have to prove to them, say, why you be with current standing or circumstances now, what have you done?
Good. What have I done?
It's good. There's a school in New York, Johns Hopkins University, one of the top medical schools. Yes, they have a medical school also around there.
Okay.
Let's say you want to go and study medicine in Johns Hopkins. Johns Hopkins will look at number one, your education, your qualifications, and everything. They also look at what you studied. Let's say in your community that you live in. Did you do something empowering with it? Maybe I'll you with NGOB. Maybe I'll with UNHCR, UN for body, or you've done some NGO work in some outskirts. Why volunteer work be that shows that you are also good, because they look at that to determine whether if after gaining that education you would impact the world. The universities are interested in the impact. It's not only about you coming to pay the school fees to them.
No cray. Okay.
school now, it's not just the way we are school alumni. They want you to kind of have an impact so that you got your school, the name of the school go higher and gets bigger and better.
Okay.
You know, for instance, Oxford, Oxford, Cambridge. You know why they are popular? Aside from just the history behind it, do you know why they are popular? Their students, when they finish the institutions, are considered as the top politicians, the top economists, the top medical doctors in their field. They're excelling. Because what is say, Oko school in a connection network.
I say Ghana how it's here. Okrah who really go now for pay more baby? Can no be really go on. At least to me consider.
Yes.
And the conference Dawson. Take for Dawson.
So that fraternity is also very important to the institution.
Okay.
School, no, it's not just about your learning and everything. The network you build will be a school now. The impact you make. That's what the school considers as being valuable.
Yeah.
What you are saying.
It's mostly with statement of purpose. You have to be a tad detailed, right? Yes. Now, it's fascinating. It's very interesting.
Very interesting.
It's how can come a to school now come so and some of mama admission.
Exactly.
Okay.
Just aside from that, all cost step further in your scholarship from the institution now, you have to also prove. Say, maybe I may apply for some schools have sports scholarship. They have something called a sports scholarship. And so they will ask for videos about you playing maybe football, you playing basketball, you doing some running, athletics.
Yeah.
Maybe all your swimming as well. They will ask for some videos, all of those things. The schools will demand for all of those things from you. When you get that, you submit it to the institution. The schools also have finance-based scholarships. Maybe I will say your family must make it below maybe $10,000 a year.
Okay.
So they ask for maybe bank statement, bank statement, companies on money, all of those things. They will demand for that to review that to see if it's qualified for it. That's a needs-based scholarship.
And and yet consular no one Sanyamano Eba.
And school no open scholarship no. These are for the top schools, the top Ivy League institutions. Schools now we are now our certificate, our resume is now submitting my no man. Almost say, hey, no cray. What you say? It is these schools they know the value of it too. And just say more scholarship no kwa. Sikana for school fees amount school fees amount we school. So we school now year juma now Judin baby. School is so in DFA. So 2 or 3 people might listen to your words somewhere and say that because of you I'm going to this school. I pay the tuition and go to this school. So these are all the things that you have to consider.
It's nice Pamelo Cameroon. Sabio Sawabusha phone said Nibia Abroche Suku Kono Eden Kaka.
That's one side of it. This is for the high earners who are looking at the Ivy League institution, the top schools.
Okay.
But fortunately,
you are my member.
So the next phase, the middle level schools, mid-level schools. For that, there are a lot of them. And they are very generous with their scholarships and everything. Especially if you're coming from a country like Ghana. They perceive that we are the lower middle income country. So they know that the average salary in Ghana might not be able to finance the tuition of you going to the school there. So already they are predetermined. They are pre.
Oma will say, "You hear my into now, banana. Your sounds hospital."
No. This is on the good side.
Okay.
On the good side, they are looking at the fact that you might not be able to pay the entire tuition. They will want to help you with it. Instead of instead of paying $25,000. Already as a student coming from Ghana, coming from Patronus Travels and a sister company, Navis Educational Consult, you are already prejudged to be able to receive a large scholarship percentage. We up to honor no.
Or any that much, but or scholarship no. Why are you interested? It is scholarship no. And one semester saying will be person who go school abucha. More schools are more listed go among more edin sawoswana today.
Fortunately, your company is an agent representative for over 500 institutions based in Canada, the US, and the UK.
Suku nkwa base over 500. And among more a tokese a what in Kitamudie. Yeah. Oh wow.
That is the nature of the work. If you've been in it for a very long time, you will build experience and you build a solid track record that will allow you to secure these beneficial relationships.
Yeah, because and we have passed more schools now to make us say, oh, say, open so soon way there, and you go school way, we share our resource now, and your school way, mum a amount. But it no, how do you do it?
Okay, let's say Piesie has come to my office. Piesie Okrah School or Ohio. We have a good institution that we have signed a relationship with. The school will always give priority to our students that we submit, whose applications we submit to them. Based off that, though, you go to me actual results. Like I say, this school best suits you. You submit your application to the institution in Mawa. Then we also submit a letter attesting to the fact that we have vetted you, assessed you, also, and then we see that you are best fit for the institution. Based off that, the school issue what they call an initial offer of acceptance. An initial offer to you. You can accept the offer. They will ask you to submit, after you get the initial offer, you submit your bank statement. Maybe papa bank statement or submit as sponsors as a more sponsor. Most submitted sponsorship letter to them. We are not official letter of acceptance. That comes with a service I-20. And then it's more technical.
It's more technical.
And the application for visa.
For the visa, no.
What you say? Because that's the service platform is the official government platform that if you've been accepted to a school in the US or module details also. What you say? So without the service I-20, you cannot get you cannot apply for a student visa. If we start stage now, a visa application amount. Yes. It means so you have visa application amount. Some people, maybe don't want there. Maybe more past travel history. So that moment, now you the amount. So they got 12. What's say yes? Mawa. So me buy na ya amount. You bejo you papa bank statement. My bank statement. Ebia so money bank statement. Almost statement impo. It's even proof on its own. But me there, now start to details of passport information, passport photos. Where the best fill some forms via my submission amount. Now or the submission. Now book appointment amount. US embassy. They all cantonments higher. And then the money honor, but and then the money honor. It's a Monday, Tuesday. So after that, we book the appointment for you. We call interview. If you are,
and I say appointment, you know.
Good. I'll come to that.
2025.
I'll come to that. Appointment dates in Ghana right now are very hard to come by. Keep that in mind. If you some of my clients and say, if you have the resources for it, let us do the appointment for you in another country.
Amount for 2 coin appointment.
Well, yes.
Because a honor or maybe amount for 2 coin.
Good. And a dates they are available.
But isn't it too cumbersome? And yet then says it's may pay school, my apply. Visa near there na fe me kwa pay appointment and I just me ko Abia Togo and I say Abia me ko Namibia and South Africa.
This is an effect of the pandemic. We are still feeling the effects of the pandemic upon this time. Before the pandemic, no, quite simple. Student interview, you can have an appointment date within 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. But because of pandemic, they reduce the number of applications available for many people. Until 1 year application in Tema. Averaging now, you can go into 12 months to the next appointment date and everything. And these are the circumstances that we are living with now. So unless, of course, you have to make sure the capacity to wait. Like travel is not something that Debbie a process.
What am I na you Ghana yako. Eti oka brofo no bebra krofo no mbete. Eti se si haro appointment no ho nsem no. Ba se Ghana ha etumi yeye kakra.
Uti yeye a obenya date. Unya date. Initial dates obenya. We have 2025 dates and maybe. But we are monitoring. We have very been monitoring. The portal no how much check it.
Good.
That's how we book you there to hono. Just make sure say days now be booking no your friend saying close enough because you can only rebook it once.
Okay.
And now there's another option and so available. They call it the emergency appointment booking. I know. So they have the medical emergency.
Okay.
It was family emergency and then one
okay.
And the third one is student emergency.
Okay.
So for instance, say US applications, there are more about 4 entry semesters for most schools. January is winter.
Yeah.
Spring, April, and then echo. And 4 or more 4 on September.
Okay.
And almost also some schools have October heading to December.
Okay.
So most schools, the schools vary with the way they do these things, but averagely some of them have 2, some have 4, depending on the school you are going to.
Okay.
And so I say when you're school, like I say your application in January, school service I-20, APA, and let's say February 1st. The earliest date for you to go to school is probably in May.
Okay.
What we do is that we submit the emergency application to the embassy. And the embassy review it and then we'll approve it for you. And they might give you an early appointment date for you to book the date. So that is the fortunate thing about.
Okay. Now just say Jumana Kasana no Mondao. Tembiano, I said more money than because no clients about one more person who school.
No cray.
Ebusia for where Kofi Wade and I'm in a church come where Penia or that Patronus Travels are not. Where a travel consultant, and you may hear bon como at their far education opportunities are a world United States of America and Canada. It was saying schools are hot draw now, woman or more edins also our Canada say or more bear over 500 schools in Canada, US, and UK. Oba won't be to me and I feel based on unfair with the NFA or certificate crowd. It is a thing our joining and I say when it John Selba able to Malco School or America. Sometimes what Chile say and yes, it can be nasa na your schools be or more scholarship. Intino Yababa ye can't appointment once because Ghana has said no. Sene o ma hu se Ghana ye hia man nti no o ma hu se obi anya obedwane nti appointment date no o ko se o ko apply for visa it me do to 12 months after and o tell me say ye wo kwan wo ho a o mbetumi afa so ama watumi anya we interview nkrata wo hia no emoa bi a wo mo pe bia no wo mbetumi de aba nti Kofi mayentoa enkomo no so biom sesia no appointment ne sa ne ma no basika semana nkasa no ete sen Sika bebre baby na mobile J and sana more somewhere because ultimate processes no ewa nipa on pressure on to me nye and ade no so adwuma no obi ati na adwuma mbrofo send me sika say oh he me say hey Piesie Okrah sa with adwuma mbrofo to won so to the mbrofo kire yen sika sem no ntoto ye ne tesen a normal Joe out baby ebia ne papa ye nurse ana teacher on say a teacher for aketua so obi wo ho a ne papa ton ade e wo market o ka say onfa 100,000 tikadada no 1 billion na ebe den kakra de ama no e na mo nso mo say mo pe bank statement a ebia papa ne sika esua bank statement e ba ntumi fa nkoje visa because on ka say o papa kwa ntumi ntua school fees e no sa no e ade na e no
okay sika sam ne de akwantu is not free. I'll be honest with you. So sometimes we call TikTok. I mean, who's the uncle for now? More travel, do this and this for free. Now, my mom link back click. Is a click link we not apply for this and this and this. I've never seen in my personal experience a bit to me to come to Ghana without paying a zilch before. If for nothing at all, but you have visa application fees. And the visa fees, no embassies, no, they are not based on Ghana city, no. Dollars.
I think it's better $100 or so.
Oh no, for US right now they're $180.
$180
for students, F1 visas. 180.
That's about 2,000 Ghana.
About 2,600 or so currently. In I was saying, come on now, is US. I'll come to Canada later after this.
Yeah.
Now it is never free, and nobody can offer the service for you at no cost at all. At least, so prepare home. So bon money na obo an ho kakra.
E say wechi wo kakra.
No cre.
It will say wechi ni be only opportunity.
Okay. Fortunately, I'll come to that aspect of that.
Okay.
We are flexible.
Okay.
We are representatives. We are consultants. what they would they everyone say by train say na mikra na ma bisa o say dem bim na wo then passport way down ma what do you have that will help me determine how best I can assist you because in some instances I've had many cases whereby we agree on all of these things a certain process na middle way na because parents overestimated their capacity. So what I say, if you don't have the capacity for it, make the consultant aware. Say, hey, brother, daddy, Mr. Say na mikra. When I ready that one, when I me say many man, let me gather the aba. So what I say, if you have these things prepared and you tell the consultant, no consultant is a bad person to the effect that if it's the way they can help you, they will help you. But if it doesn't, if it's not up to today, I was honest with you, it's not up to. I cannot help you with this matter. So what I say, we are flexible.
I'm out for say more and more travel consultants. No, I dare no crying a year. No more ye dreadum sana. Could do something in a car. Not no more than
there be. I prefer. I like transparency to a certain extent. If you've been in the industry for some time, without an element of transparency, you suffer.
You crash.
And
what are you doing for how long?
Close to 5 years.
Close to 5 years.
Yes.
And then you've survived that early stage.
Yes. In fact, before even started working officially as a company limited by liability, I used personally to work like
and then help people.
Okay. Yes. Maybe travel, booking tickets, all of these things. Personally, I used to do it. At the time I'm in Jeshi. But if I started a friend say, "Oh, Kofi, you book a ticket with my man." They say, say that's how I learned how to do all of these things. Until no point I can until me success story. I'm a born again say, "Oh, that in nature me say yes, so how to do these things." I was doing it for free. And I'm my partner Asia and I just started exactly.
Yeah, it is very important say you have that conversation because as a man you pesi you tumpono you to me ko school ni e wo hanko a say wo kosua nimbie ni bi wa bruche because camera ya isi anime enya Ghana ni na ye but me sure say Ghana ni bi akosua ye
okay
so nti yankɔ saa na yɛntumi ɛno nti na yɛ atembia no yɛbɛtena se wɔ ha ɛyɛ na mepɛ sɛ amanfoɔ enya conversation no so mfa soɔ na yɛsua biribi firi mu na yɛtu anamo bi a ɛno nso bɛtumi ama yɛn ho sɛ oh my lawyer my counselor adwumadie so ɛna mete adeɛ wei na metu ho anamo na yɛyi ama me because that is why media exists. It no say you know bon come if you for questions be bra one person bisa how transparent are they some de bisika ko mana onya me kwani mo office wine
your office for ARS is Legon
is Legon
yes
oh okay
it's Legon ARS
UPS kwano so okay nti fanese ufri UPS and alco ARS ubedru mo office one sana we do ARS run about
yes
and ufri American House
udru ARS run about so left
to say you UPS no
yes
more hona okay nti ebusha for Kofi Wade no Patronus Travels it's been education one sem na ye kan ye di America ho nkomo ma yenhwe ede na betumi aba obi watwa ni certificate here but na mo apply school amano na afede school no akwa reject na so ko interview na consular no akwa refuse the visa.
Question some we say two different things so. The schools no more procedure mo they share an applicant are all pass institution or more way they will vet you to make sure that you qualify to meet the standard that the government has set for them to accept students. And governments that can sound so through their foreign embassy or their embassy or whatever has their own procedure for vetting applicants. In most cases, you can succeed in getting into the school. By getting the school does not equate directly to getting this.
Yeah, because
the visa.
Onya admission, Yamano offer letter bibia, but okoye no embassy no ko refuse no.
Good.
But oba so o try me say na o account or sponsor as he can dem be 120,000, which is like okay. To our knowledge, the okay, thank you to me. But also sorry.
When we say that is an aspect of the work that you can learn from experience based off. First time applicant, number one. I want to starting with your age.
Yeah.
And how it plays a role.
Yeah.
if a consular is vetting you, or who and himself, oh yeah, a undergraduate program, no, what I say, oh yeah, above the age of maybe 26 upward, automatically you assume say, why would a 26-year-old person decide to go and do an undergraduate program in another country? While you could have done that program in your home country. He's assessing it such that he generally speaking, their thoughts, their training or their guiding principles are that anybody who is leaving Ghana, any visa applicant, yes, that's the rule for them. So he
I want that system
because it's not necessarily based off that too, but per the US immigration law, it states that the consular is supposed to assume until it's proven beyond reasonable doubt that you intend to immigrate and not return to your home country.
Okay.
Until the burden of proof is on you.
So be prove it.
A long burden of proof, you know, senior attorney there. Senior attorney there. The burden of proof is on you. In Ghana, police need chiwa. The burden of proof is on the police officer to prove that you have committed. You are suspect.
It's one to prove the police need to onye kromfo and
legally speaking, the police is supposed to prove that you are a criminal.
Okay.
But in this sense, you have to prove to the police say onye criminal. In this case, the counselor say you don't intend to run away.
Okay.
You are proving this with three key things. Let's say your age, for instance. You're 26-year-old. Look, you're undergrad. Why are you going to do an undergraduate program with the US as a 26-year-old? Why? They might, in let's say, out of 10 applications, they might grant the visa to be one person. But that does not mean that one you always be that one person that will grant it to. Sometimes the way you answer the questions to also
your
confidence level also dictates how the whether they issue to you or not. I had a student, a client of ours, very nice gentleman, about 25-year-old. He wanted to go and study IT and cybersecurity in the US. We had to go for the interview about 3 times before he got the visa. And on both occasions, both the first and the second occasion, questions they asked him, he answered all the questions splendidly. But apparently, he has good answers to the questions. He can answer all the questions.
American embassy
sometimes even first now they sent the runabout the runabout the food tronian I know he said on my and a nice garden but normally it was that bad. And well, this goes to
the way now obako na yeso kwatena ha we are na asa be famo na yakwa kwahyehyɛ mo no chese pressure no obeduru ho no kra na ebia na
we have a process that we call counseling. We have to counsel the person. Because if you can't go to the interview, we don't take you to the interview unless we've counseled you for at least 3 sessions.
Wow.
3 sessions of counseling and coaching. What to say? Coaching.
So, coaching now, but
coaching.
No more.
Good.
Because we are trick.
Good. And another thing with the coaching is to say, say, like templates or kasi anything. Our own responses and then Yama will to me akai and the big base of to answer the questions to the embassy. Because embassy there's a template. Over to me call like me who question and answer template but interested say exactly what the person is saying it's your confidence and your way you are speaking. To convince a person that to grant you a life-changing thing like a visa, you have to be able to have an element of confidence with you. Of course, after our class fast here. Of course, after our class fast here. Now why was here? But as I
say, and also like or background, say Christian and Cramoni no so ekahubi.
Want me?
Okay, Shebre
will be on your destiny.
It's far.
I'm going to make call interview, but 10 times I've had a person came to me, a visit visa to that time, a Canada. Also, I call why US visa interview, better 6 times, and far man. 6 times. So to me, call 6 times. 6. Also, I started our call for interview 2008.
Wow.
I call 6 times, and far man. Da.
But
when you travel, and it's when you Canada.
Okay.
And it was successfully. But 6 times, imagine like back and forth.
Nina, questions now or to me answer ye.
That aspect, that plays a role. Your spiritual beliefs also might also play a role in this matter. You have to at least do. Then we in the physical realm will also help you in the
some of the
physical realm.
guidelines that ho and among ye.
Yes.
It's possible say ye ya ebefa, but I say utu kwa kumase. What they unim say me kumase aba, but kwan so no bibi to me see.
Okay.
So me pese etiefo no etiase ye. Say ya mo ko na nipa ko no oko interview no failisa na na de na aka.
First things first. Ibisao, what were the questions asked to you? Ibisao say now to me maybe Ibisao me say na response I man say error be one na appoint say this is the reason why possibly didn't issue to you. Then we try again. As I told you, the guy who went for the 3, he's a one-off situation who has gone 3 times. Most of the time, first time nafa. Most cases, first time nafa. But if for nothing at all, our dedication to you is that up until the moment you travel or leave the country, we are with you.
Okay.
Up until the moment you leave the country, we are with you.
Some of the coffee or na me see o me person me go school na we say ye here we ko pem se nipa ko no be plane. Monena.
In some instances, simple. When we realize embassy, they don't want to issue the visa to you, we try another country. If you catch say, let's Tiaza American, Canada,
okay.
And you know something that's also very interesting. Canada, they don't do interview. Interview.
They on
the best submission. Inti say me to me better on crat and who say everything that is required by the embassy is here and it's there in front of me. I can tell you with a 99% margin of certainty that you get a visa or not.
Okay.
The only reason why you refuse the visa, if I'm doing a Canadian visa application for you, is you didn't declare something. Okay. If they refuse a visa pen will be in one country media, there's nothing I can do about it.
Okay.
If you don't declare the information and they know, and most embassies they have intercommunication among themselves, they will know. So disclose that you apply for a visa here.
Oh,
baby. And a month then you quite essential.
Okay.
And so I can for Canada, for instance, that one is document based.
Different. It's my Canada and Tonche. But then
but up until the time you leave Ghana,
you are with you.
I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm your consultant up until then. Okay. You can call me anytime.
It's a consultation fee, no.
Good. Now, for the service fee and everything, the invoice we issue to you for providing you or rendering the service will include the visa application fees.
Okay.
Maybe some documents are lacking or something. Now here are more documents as well. Support and yeah, at least for Ghana, fortunately for us, we have a good track record on that regard.
Okay.
On that regard. So in the invoice inclusive also covers the service charge as a consultant. My fee that I'll charge you, for instance. Yeah. So for subsequent to but subsequent to that, say you refuse a visa application, especially for you a US visa interview application, you refuse here. The fee that is charged, we waive the service fee subsequent to that. Okay. If you're able to your application fee, if you're able to your official visa fee, you know.
Good.
Right. But you will not, I'm not going to charge anything if you are refused the first application. Okay. The initial service has to be paid, it will cover any subsequent applications you do.
Service now what you know. Say my amount $180, maybe I watch will charge kakaka not while apply na me economy failure. Obesan ye bill mama me.
Besan ye bill mama. You only pay for the application fee. Good. The application fee and you identify say if you are lacking in something. Now I say oh you going anyway.
Okay.
Now you're the bar. That is it. I'm still with you up. As I said, I'm with you up until you leave the country.
Okay.
I'm with you up until you leave the country.
Mate, Kofi Wadi air travel consultant from Petronas Travels and a air Bob Rutin Komokaka. It's a US was a some US school kekeno, ye but ayana say a banny say ye per scholarship na say schools ni be a scholarship. And courses be a while so walk far now old de qua a be a while ayana be na say a failure will be because courses be what to tell you Kofi kind or say where you Ghana has it courses ben and a what brutures a quant down one a bit to my first way granny. You know, by a bar Kofi beto aso.
How would you some look fast? Papa, me again. Let's go, Yale. Me quite remember who hear me. Mentally, I sent my friend doctor when I'm crossing over. See what was swearing.
She has malaria.
Malaria. Oh, what they say with the router? Me copy the evidence. A draw in a friend router mixer. Yeah, come on, a draw. And running router. So. Trap and the draw crew abaso body assay. Wabo router mixture abaso. Router natural products and one router mixture. Yeah, you could see a treat. Router tonic and the router life for a who a finish like the bunny, a fin per diem. Let's support the immune system. Router dear, Obiasia, FDA, I did drinking crap to your two.
The average human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally. X Natural Mineral Water. Simply natural. For bulk purchase, call 0596 273 546 or 0596 273 547. This advert is FDA approved.
For Yamamuina Kwaba Bium Ediba, my lawyer, my counselor Jumedi, so TBXYZ, meeting Eddie Piesie Okrah, your honorable with our constituency. It's a constituency, a minimum airborne common enumere, a brutal common acre. Now you can US, Paya over fast for now, where you secondary school, undergraduate courses, ni postgraduate courses, I will be to my US, ne Paya over fast for, and I'm a travel consultants, Kofi Wadi, Edena Bar, or Cheche Muntis. Our friend, our joining ya own share in Yamabi. Jumedi, we assign a Tuesday, we are about Donkwa. Until ye in a nequestia day, over to me crowns, so your Facebook page, and so we who say link in a daho, over to my at any time. Na and also to me Abu Kofi Akwaba Bium. US no schools were hobby brave. So far, more agents are more in Sawoswa money schools be brina AD. Obi baby say school iminya ameko school fees no boarding, but yet schools ni bi wa a mass scholarship. Eti mumu to me who say schools ni bi any courses are a bit to me aboa was akwan so.
Okay. We prioritize especially for the US institutions. They are very liberal with school scholarships.
Oh, okay.
So if you have the good educational standing and everything, now your application and on our part, you can guarantee an up to 50% scholarship for most applications.
Wow.
Up to 50%.
Wow.
In my school is about $45,000. That's about half of the money gone.
Yeah.
To 20,000. If some schools are also taking about 25,000 in tuition per year, we can end up paying about 10,000 or 15,000 in tuition at the end of the day.
Okay.
And see, it's all dependent on you. Again, the fortunate thing about studying in the US is this. Oko school some of my parents are worried say Oko school is managing this car. No, they told that's not the case there. You're allowed to work for up to 20 hours. And we're able to secure on-campus work for our students.
Okay.
Sometimes, some of the institutions that we are working with, you can cover your feeding on campus. US schools have dormitories for you.
Okay.
They'll have a feeding space for you. I think next time I might even get somebody online for you to even have an interview with the person to see how his experience is and everything.
The next time
so you can get on-campus accommodation, even called by your scholarship.
Okay.
Your feeding covered by the scholarship,
and
then your on-campus work.
Okay.
Ejuma or the baye, at least I can't best what to you get it.
Okay.
You understand?
There is a school fees no. What for na SABia so unya scholarship half na Wow, for number to school fees. Yes, on the feeding fee. Because as far as you can work,
as far as you have hands and you're able to, even if you are blind, even that's even a boon. Even if you are blind, visually impaired.
Yeah, visually impaired.
You are even able to work on campus.
Wow.
They encourage it actually.
Okay.
If you have a disability and you want to, you can even apply for the disability scholarship.
Wow.
Based on your disability.
Okay.
You understand? Just make sure that if you have the capacity and the willingness to a dedication to follow through the process and get a result, and you intend getting the results, yes, you get the results. Again, the means, and those are very important. The means to do it. The means, the financial wherewithal to do it. If you have all of these three things,
you are okay. All right. Mate, it is my uncle into the courses. Now you're moving back to Canadian schools. No, courses being, ena obi to Ghana. Now person or qua apply. Two questions that be no courses being, ena person or qua apply. Se or apply. And we are not visa geno and said I good. Number 2, Obe encourage this undergrad courses and a contem and I say postgraduate courses and a contem.
Good. Metako first question number second one. So for the US education system prioritizes STEM programs.
STEM programs.
OBA school nimpo person visa to stay in the US. One of the criteria is that the course you have done must be a STEM program.
Okay.
And
STEM program to say engineering,
mathematics,
IT,
cybersecurity,
okay.
nursing,
okay.
very important.
Okay.
Medical school.
Okay.
That's to be a doctor and everything.
Okay.
US someone yet say Ghana medical school straight away.
Okay.
They have something called pre-med.
Okay.
Like that's pre-medical school.
Okay.
And you can also do if you do a program in science, maybe biology, chemistry, physics, those not physics, biology and chemistry especially. If you do those programs, you can qualify to enter the medical school properly.
Okay.
There.
Okay.
But these are the key things. Look at the STEM program. If you don't have the capacity to do the STEM, that's also fine. But for the most times, for most cases, all course of STEM programmer, getting a visa is more likely than somebody who is just doing a general. Unfortunately, me, I'm a general
humanities.
General humanities like us. Me, I'm a general humanities person.
Maybe I'm communications. I don't know. Yeah, communication.
Good.
Maybe as a postgraduate.
Good.
No, there.
Maybe simpler.
Okay.
So that is there for the undergraduate programs and the master's programs, especially on the side. But for, as you're asking, undergrad, masters, which is easier to get into. Okay. Here's the thing. It is also dependent on your age. I keep on coming back to this thing. To the age. You can't go a key factor. Most agents, most travel consultants, the way we talk about it, they'll just say just do it and enter. No, it's not the case. So, you're above a certain age threshold, it doesn't make sense the consular to grant you a visa to go and study at that level. For instance, you're above 25, in most cases, most embassies will not grant you a visa to go and study an undergraduate program because they know that those programs are available in your home country. And that means that if you're above 25, your intent actually is to migrate. That's why you're using the option to enter. Because they know that it's easier to get an undergraduate program than a master's program.
Okay. It's mostly anka se obi swa to say 21 22 for na o ma wie legone tech no
good
and no person okoye undergrad
you can be young.
Yeah.
If you want to do another undergrad there, you should be young. You should be below 25 years old.
Wow.
That's that's something that I don't really talk about generally, but there's like say you may also. You should be at least below 25.
Okay.
Be of good educational standing.
Okay.
To be able to actually qualify for that course you're going to do.
Okay.
And then you can proceed with it. If you have an undergraduate in Ghana and also another one there, fair enough, you can use that option.
Okay.
But if you're above 25, I would advise you try to get an undergraduate here and then go and do a master's there.
Okay. It's a master's or more 26. 25, 26,
yeah, good.
So
but even
quite simple.
Quite simple.
Okay.
But even say, any age at all from 20 onwards, as far as you have an undergraduate program and you want to go and do a master's, from 20 onwards up to maybe 40 even, you can go and do a master's program in the US.
Okay, that's fine. It's my info on Canada now, so because it looks like the process is now almost the same. It's a hono and Kratano. And a schools courses being and a Canada for me to say almost any about se wo apply am mostly no unya.
Okay. First things first, let me give you the legal framework under which Canadian immigration for AHMA. The Canadian immigration system is principally managed by a body called the IRCC. There's the Immigration Refugee Council Canada. That's the name of the agency. They are legally mandated via the Immigration Refugee Council Act to manage the affairs related to immigration and is supervised by the Minister for Immigration and Refugee and Citizenship of Canada. Do you understand?
Sure.
Yeah, I made a mistake. I meant IRCC. Okay. Immigration, Refugee, Citizenship Canada.
Okay.
Not Council.
Okay.
Sorry. So this is the body that's mandated by law by the Canadian government, fully enforced by the law signed in 2001 to manage the affairs of immigration.
Immigration say to Kotna.
Near
mano.
And in and the IRCC.
Yeah.
The your application you make it to the IRCC.
Okay.
There's an embassy in Ghana that will do the face level management of the thing, but the main body is in Canada. Okay. That's the body that issues the visas. Manages online.
Okay.
Now for Canadian application, after you do the application, there's a step you have to take. You have to go for a biometric test to get your details in the system.
Yeah.
After that, the visa is to be processed by the embassy in your home country.
Okay.
Now, the embassy in your home country, usually, for student applications mostly, it takes about maximum 6 to 9 weeks. It can vary. Some applications, they do also it can increase the duration of your application process. But most cases, 6 weeks. Now, it's like our visa. Now, you're okay.
And once again, we'll say, I want you a process.
A process.
Yeah,
Russia.
Okay.
And so I say patience is like the most important thing. I tell most people, say, person to unless a person go Dubai, they are fine. And they are but for if you want to travel and travel well and not have issues later on, you have to have a lot of patience. You have to have a lot of patience.
Okay.
Because even the travel consultants, there are some instances whereby the government of Canada or the government of the country are applying to can declare new policies. For instance, earlier this year,
now, see, new policies be about. Almost say international students, as I say, I had.
So let me explain the backdrop of that. If you've been in the travel space for some time, after the pandemic and 2020 thereabouts, there's been a massive increase of amount for people to claim call Canada, US, UK. All of these Australian, all of these countries, many people started going there because the governments of these countries encouraged it because they had a shortfall of people coming to of workers.
Economy new skills.
Exactly.
Africa. And Africa for and so
exactly. And then you know something that's very interesting too. We are not the largest contributor of immigration to Mozambique. It's actually the Indians.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, they do it on a grand scale. I mean, so they do it on a grand scale. You think Ghanaians and Africans are we are not
Africa. They say Nigeria for
governments of Canada, of UK, and of Australia all declared new policies.
Okay.
That changed the nature of immigration earlier from about December thereabouts last year till around January this year. Most of these governments declared new policies that changed the nature of immigration because nipa na mo penomenya abroso. And na nipa na mo banenso. Unfortunately for them, it was not like only skilled workers nearby. Ebinom de obusu afo nyina be go. Uneducated, maybe Ghana and or yere
admission school. Also dependent.
They are dependents now. The people who also came to most of the time unya like top level jobs because you don't have experience based in the country you have come into.
Yeah.
They consider you as an immigrant.
Yeah.
See, immigrant there, you start from the bottom and you rise.
Security, shop.
Oh, okay. The form, some countries, but
say be more
your friends say
a big could tractors.
Forklift
operators there.
Yes, it was in high demand. Crane operators, machinists. All of those things, those skills were highly in demand.
But still now,
still to a certain extent, yes.
Forklift of people. I know you're in China, but then
yes, forklift operators, there's still a demand for them.
Okay.
Now,
and no to me.
I'll come to that. Let me come to that. But let me answer this question: how the immigration policies have changed. I say, nipa naba, you can say 100,000, 300,000 naba. Or 300,000 naba, no. Or much daya work room honum. Aboso. Or much krono so afa. Because normally somebody made a funny comments once. When in Canada, there's the city of Toronto.
Yeah.
There's a town called Brampton.
Okay.
Brampton used to be a very, very white conservative community, but you see, I'm afraid Little India.
Because India for now,
everywhere Indians, Pakistanis, and because of the demand, the influx of people, no more, when they come, they will take up space. They will push out the locals because of the you said anymore. We could do US, we could do Canada this year now. Piesie Okrah say, oh meba baby ada. There's no way me many ama say menjo. Person oh. Into who Ghanaian community, maybe Indian community especially. We were one family house. Maybe a 2-bedroom apartment. Now boys better 4, 5. Good. So these are all the factors that have brought about these immigration policies. So for Canada, for instance, they were exceeding the number of expected immigrants that they wanted.
Okay.
And so earlier this year, they introduced a new policy to cap the number of international students.
Students are more. But still, now say admission. No.
Oh yes. So let me build this one. They capped it to about 360 something thousand. Okay. About 300 something thousand people. Okay. To be accepted as international students, and they gave the provinces. A province in Canada is like a region in Ghana. So maybe a Greater Accra region, or more regional council, and maybe a Eastern regions one day, So the Canadian IRCC set up a policy whereby all the provinces have independent attestation processes. To me vet say, as you may see, I'm back room have or back under my knowledge. So they have to introduce attestation, which is an extra step. Before then, all your application now, when your admission now your application to embassy now. Okay. But they say almost say the provinces must give attestation.
Any state no.
Any state
it no sir. Your friends say it vary from province to province. Okay.
Province beyond an idea. Okay. Quebec, for instance, Quebec is the French-speaking part of Canada. Okay. Quite different from. They act quite different from the normal Canadian system. Okay. They had this system in place before because they are some way. Okay. They pair an influx of English speakers. They said their culture should die down. They want to always be speaking their French as they are speaking their French there. They place priority on that. The Quebecois government already had a process in place. So I'm going to me international students and what vet your man, so more and so what letter they acquire attestation, they acquire visa application. Now, generally speaking, the provinces have all announced their own. As of today, 31st March, that has been declared. Say, Ontario has declared DS. British Columbia has declared. Alberta has declared DS. Montreal is Quebec. Okay. Quebec has. Nova Scotia has also declared DS. And they are all saying, say, most of them they follow the similar format. They are saying, say, institutions no and vetted students biom. I'm mentioning we are vetting no. Let me make sure say. I see me see Obahanum or Sika. Standard. Standard. At school. Okay. Number one. And then number two. Course our bayano. Is it valuable? Yes. Industry now work room honum ebe here na and omu here. Okay. What you say? All right. Put it at the cognizance no. If you don't assess if the schools don't assess you well enough, or the DMS say, course I in crying here, sir. Yes. Oh, I see. Want to refuse your application. That's as of today. Okay. But before this year, I'm refuse from apply now and answer. Apply no. The next step, we file for attestation. School never catch us say, yeah, for way bra. Usually I'm say for bicycle bra, for way bra, papa records bra, fill this form, do this. No much details now. No more they afford their provincial governments. Okay. Okay. The provincial governments no. I'm a celebration no. Now mama, the school, I'm school no say, farmer say Umbra. Okay. It's mostly no, so it goes back to courses now. What's our no? And
STEM courses no na say no
priority e wo ho no
priority wo ho
especially nursing see as assistants now no say opese o nya easy access to Canada right now get a nursing program to go and do you might not undergrad
okay.
Even a nurse ni Ghana now person call masters in nursing we have an option for you
okay.
Personally, I can assist you with that. Our schools are we have fantastic institutions available for you that are available to assist you with the process. The core thing is this: you know the needs of the country you are going to. Make sure you meet those needs before you enter the country.
That's all.
That is it.
Okay. And you can tell them.
Okay, I'll come back to that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Someone catch us say this was about my part too. Because it's here for any actual 4 questions. Sabi Facebook, where the questions ne go amam. But don't worry, questions ne ba you be pick it. Na ya sign Eddie Kofi wa dey aba travel consultant na fe. You may mean say you share na bebre. It's nursing no Canada. It is nice for no monko.
I'm not saying it for the lack of this, but
you know, by immigration and your money.
Okay. In fact, assistants, we have Ghana has signed an agreement with Barbados for nurses to go and work there. Ghana knows the value of it, and you know Cuba is one of the largest exporters of doctors in the world. Yes. And it brings the country a lot of foreign revenue.
Yeah.
No, I don't think even the government of Ghana, as it stands now, wants to refute immigration as a bad thing. It's a good thing for them.
Yeah.
The remittance, do you know Ghana is like the 3rd largest remittance holder in Ghana, in Africa.
In Africa.
It's Egypt, Nigeria, Ghana.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the Ghana
surprisingly rough. And they discover.
And the Abua country no. Oh, na say Kofi
yeti
Kofi yeti na say okwa brochire na say okoye adwuma na say bosome so a o wa abusuafo you are actually building them.
Yes.
It is good. Kofi my emphasis na yanya part 2 ni bi won ho. But for una manu tudwa on say WhatsApp o say call na obi wo question bi a oni wo ending komo. Patronus Travels ewo ARS ehona Kofi free buy or the number no to the amaye na fi ye bibia ye ntiase no ya ba besua US kwan ya fa so pay school hoko any Canada next time you share ye be bisa se me ye driver ni me twi tractor ana me twi forklift o my ben ena me kwa metumi anye ska na me so me de aba behwe abusua ena afie nso school a ye be ko UK and also
business force.
In fact, China so crowd. Say China is the new market, exactly. So we will go there. Coffee until the Fanama Nutuja. Now, next time, now you will.
Mate. WhatsApp number. 059 89 63 337. 059 89 63 337.
I know your WhatsApp on
strictly WhatsApp.
Okay.
You can phone, but it might be spotty. Especially on Sundays.
Okay.
It's WhatsApp for now.
Okay.
It's you to make sending a WhatsApp message. You also have an Instagram handle.
Okay.
At Patronus Travels. At PATRONUS Travels.
Okay. PATRONUS Travels. Instagram.
You can send us a DM at any time. We'll be prompt to responding to your queries and anything. You can book a free consultation at our office as well.
Yeah, that's it. Kofi, me da se say buy nyame sha opa. Ebusuafo ye de nkobodi isi wo ha say me constituents and ye sua de bebrenti ebusuafo ye ma no ne anuanom na ompeso mo kwa bruchi no ye nhwe na ye mbo mo. Patronus Travels ewo ho a one mo ebebo nkomo. Ye de dwumade ni isi wo ha se da kese nkoma team ni nyina Ralph ne sound for na fe obia camera crew no Francis wo ha Elvis ewo ha na fe mi ankasa me controller ono so ewo ha o control ni amaka na me producer ene Efia Owusu aka Efia Cook wono ene hihye dwumadie na me de ebrem we dwuma me nkwa na me ye hoster me producer eyoba na ye de si ase me din edi Piesie Okrah Nyankopon de adomdom ya ye besan hia biom dasene Dominus Vobiscom hasta la vista.